as we get ready for our practice. Let's begin by bending the knees. Step your feet up on the mat. Let's bring the feet to the outer edges of the mat, though. So your right foot is lined up with the outer edge of the right side of the mat. Your left foot is lined up with the outer edge of the left side of the mat. Bring your arms out like wings. As you exhale, lower both knees together to the same side of the mat. As you inhale, the knees come back to center. Exhale, lower both knees to the other side. So this is a wide-legged moving spinal twist. So the feet are nice and wide. Drop the knees. Turn the head the opposite direction the knees are dropping. And check in with the breath. Wide-legged moving spinal twist. We do different variations of moving spinal twist. Today I've chosen this one. Make sure you're breathing deep as you exhale, dropping the knees and turning the head the opposite direction the knees are dropping. So this class today is no different than most. A lot of variety, a little bit of challenge. See if you can keep your back flat. Right? As the knees drop, just turn the head. See if you can keep from moving too far up off the back. And your head's moving the opposite way that the knees are dropping. Right? Let's do about 6 or 8 more wide-legged moving spinal twists. When you get back to center, hug in the knees. So we've been twisting the spine. We'll bring it back to equanimity. And let's straighten your legs back out on the mat. Bring your arms out like wings again. Now make a note of how flat you are on the mat. And walk both of your legs to the right side of the mat. Finding a nice lateral bend, right? Just to the lower spine. Turn your head to the left. So both legs, Judy, walk to the right off the mat. Turn your head to the left. As you breathe here, see if you can inhale and arch the lower back away from the mat. Exhale and flatten it back out. Head still turns to the left. You're doing pelvic tilts now as well. Inhale, arch the lower back away from the mat. Exhale, flatten it back out. Good. So we've never done this in this building before, as we do a little bit of pelvic tilts while we have a lateral bend of the spine and a twist of the cervical neck as well. And give me 4 or 5 more deep breaths as you arch that back away from the mat. Looks good to me. Let's walk your feet to the other side. Head turns to the right. Feet walking to the left. When you get a nice lateral bend, breath comes in as you arch that lower back away from the mat. On the inhale, exhale, flattening it back out. And continue matching the breath with the movement. Inhale, arching, exhale, releasing back down. And let's do 2 more. When you finish your 2, go ahead and hug in the knees. One more time. Hugging the knees. As you're hugging in the knees, you can begin visualizing a spider pose. And I'm hoping somebody in the front row can show me spider pose. If you guys can see Bud in the front row. Lift your head and shoulders off the mat if you can, bringing the hands up near the calves. Look around the room, Ralph. Join us. Spider pose. Let's bring the feet apart far enough so you can rotate the ankles 5 or 6 times in each direction. You can open and close the toes. You can point the toes. You can crimp the toes. See if you can straighten those legs. When you're ready, see if you can leave the legs straight up in the air. Bring your arms out like wings again. 3 is a charm. Work it out with your neighbor. Lower both legs. Keep them nice and high. Lower both legs over to the right side of the mat. Keep them nice and high. You're going to need to move that block over there, Linda. Turn your head to the left. All the way down with the legs. No. Your legs are up. Lower them down to the right side of the mat. Spinal twist. And bring in the breath. Linda, leave them down. See if you can relax the legs and turn your head to the left. It's a it's a straight-legged spinal twist. The head turns the other way. So we're going to do 4 of these. As you set down, you're trying to exhale and into a relaxing exhale, trying to surrender with each deep exhale. Let's lift the legs back up and lower those straight legs over to the left side of the mat. Finding your straight leg spinal twist on this side. Head turns to the right, breath comes in. That's me.
You're down to the ground.
Yes. And turn your head to the right. How's it going over there? You're just laying around. It's not a twist unless you're here. Then it's a twist. That's why the legs stay high from spider pose, right? When you're ready, let's lift them up. They're nice and high, and lower. Keep them high and lower them back down. To the right when you're ready. Head turns to the left. Breath comes in. Breathing deeply. Good. And let's do one more. Last time, lift those legs up, Lynn.
I have to go around the table.
And lower them over to the other side. Keep them nice and high, Ralph. Let them go down. Turn your head the opposite direction. And the breath comes in. Good. How you doing, Judy? Did I hurt you? Okay. Couple more breaths. You can begin visualizing arch pose, but it'll be after we hug the knees. Whenever you're ready, let's come back to center. Hug in the knees. Arch pose with moving flip palms, our last one in the sequence. When you're ready, set your feet down on the mat. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms, straight arms, palms straight over your chest. Do you see? No, this is our flip. When you're ready, inhale, lift the butt, bring the hands overhead, maybe touching the pinky fingers. Knees are bent. This is our flipped palms. No. Exhale, release the butt back down, bring the arms back down. Inhale, lifting the butt. You can breathe into the fingers a few times if it works for you. Continue matching the breath with the movement. Arch pose with moving flipped palms. Last pose of the sequence. Good. So now that you have the rhythm going, you could explore where you want the feet. Maybe you might want to put the feet under the butt, maybe go a little higher. It's up to you. But I'm looking for at least 4 more. Maybe 5 more. Arch pose with moving palms. And I'm fine with that. When you're ready, you can finish the last one, hug in the knees, and take a break. Shut your eyes. Take a moment. You doing the new breathing? You doing the new breathing? Good. You can release anytime you want. Shut your eyes for a moment or two, and we'll move into a seated sequence where I'm going to go right over here next to Kathy. Don't know if we have any advertisements in store for us today. It's good to see Susan Wagner back in town helping her friend in Minnesota. Did it snow in Minnesota, Sue Wagner? You can begin visualizing how you're going to maneuver your body to a seated position, and you may or may not need your strap. But when you're ready, let's come on up. Stick pose. Staff pose. See if you can spread all 10 toes. Sit up as straight as you can. Legs can be straight, interlace the fingers. Find a nice line of energy as the breath comes in. Linda, you could look straight. Good, you made the adjustment. Your head, you did it. You moved your head looking straight ahead. Just a nice straight look here, good. Linda, you can straighten those arms. You straighten the arms. Toes are spread. Now unspread the toes. Take either hand down near the hip. Either hand down near the hip. One hand only. Give me a lateral bend. Try to break the back at the heart. What do you mean? Try to break the back right at the heart, right down the center. As you try to bend there, instead of just leaning. You could inhale the center, flipping hands, and find the other way. We're going the other side, lateral bend. So as promised, we're going to do some seated poses beginning of every class so we can not miss out. Let's release back to center. Bend your right leg, bend your right leg, bend your right leg. Grab a hold of the right foot on either side with the hands, bring it on up. Breath comes in. If you're challenged by grabbing the foot and you can't straighten the leg, grab a hold down here near the ankle as the leg is straight. You could touch the knee to the nose or the nose to the knee, but tick-tock the leg a little side to side, pull it a little bit toward the head. When you're ready, bend that right leg. Bend it enough to set the right foot down on the other side of the left leg. You could exhale the left arm around the right leg. Left arm around the right leg, right hand behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist to your right. Next exhale, twist a little more to the right. Trying to look behind you as well. And let that diaphragm, you can feel it go up and down as you pull yourself into a half Lord of the Fishes pose. When you're ready, release. Pick up that right leg again and give me a little cradling action. It's still on the right leg, juicing up the hip joint. And for our hip opener, half cow's head. Now leave it down. We're going to lay it down here, trying to stack the knees on top of each other. Flex the left toes so the toes are facing towards you. Sit up tall, get the left hand down to the left foot, right hand down, release the head down. As you find a little half cow's head. You may need the strap, Dorothy. You may need the strap, Robin. You may need the strap, Sarah, if you can't grab the toes. Or you need longer arms. So this is half cow's head, head to knee. And some of you are not stacking the knees. You want to try to stack the knees on top of each other. Breathing. Can you get both hands to the foot? I knew you could. Give me a few more breaths. When you're ready, you can come back up. Let's straighten the right leg. Bend the left leg. Soften the face, Ralph. Bring one hand on either side of the left foot. Bring it on up. If you're challenged by grabbing the foot, if you want to get the leg straight, grab underneath the ankle area. See if you can straighten that leg. Breath comes in as you explore this leg. Don't you love it? Don't you just love it? Get that, ooh, almost, Ralph. Straighten that sucker. When you're ready, bend that left leg. Set it over the other side, right? You could exhale the right arm around the left leg. Left hand behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist to your left. Next exhale, twist a little more. Maybe even walking the fingertips away as you find half Lord of the Fishes. Twisting pose. Breath is deep. Twisting. Look behind you if you can. When you're ready, release back out. Let's grab the left foot. Cradle that leg. Juicing up the joints a little bit. Moving around that synovial fluid at the hip. You can begin visualizing half cow's head, right? Where enthusiastically you're going to grab the right toe with the right hand. Now try to stack the knees. Try to pull that leg all the way over where the knees are stacked. Flex the right toes so the toes point towards you. Reach down with the right hand. Grab the right foot, left hand if you can. Releasing down here. Breathing. Exploring. In half cow's head, hand to foot or head to knee. See if you can get your other hand right here. That's fine, Brenda. I hope you're breathing. This one can be a little bit uncomfortable, huh? Yes, I have to admit. And this one's rather new. I saw this. We've been doing the other ones. This one's new. We've only done this three times or so. But it's part of the mix. Give me a few more deep breaths. When you're ready, you can begin releasing out. Straighten the left leg. Bend the right leg again. This time bring the right leg on the other side of the left again. Right leg on the other side of the left leg. Bend the left leg where the left foot goes to your right. And now we've got full Lord of the Fishes. Right, you hear that? That's your right leg. See if you can exhale the left arm. Now, it's a little hip opener too. Bring the right hand behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist to your right. If you're grabbing that right leg, the left hand, you can pull at that leg and feel the hip opening a little bit. And give me a few more deep breaths since we've been here before. Lovely, lovely to behold. Release. Straighten both legs. Bring that left leg out as you cross it over the right. And then bend the right leg so the right foot goes to the left, finding full Lord of the Fishes. You can exhale now your right arm over that left leg. Left hand behind you on the mat. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist to your left. Next exhale, twist a little more to the left. Looking behind you. as you bring in the breath in full Lord of the Fishes pose. So Ralph, I guess we could have maybe tried to put the block under your left buttocks, as Bud has made an appropriate modification. When you're ready, you can begin releasing back out. Straighten both legs. I saw that. Point the toes. Legs are straight, toes are pointed, hands behind you, Eastern stretch. Pointer fingers pointing away, lift the butt, lay the head back, bring in the breath. 5, 4, 3, good. I remember when some of you couldn't even get close to this too. Releasing back down. Bend the knees. Bend the knees. Now the feet are about shoulder width. One more time, reverse table, inverted table, fingers pointing behind you. This time lift the butt up again, lay the head back. Reverse table, inverted table. Kind of a nice counter pose for the head, the knees, for that half cow's head seated pose. 3, 2, and release all the way down. Hug in the knees, take a break, shut your eyes, bring in the breath. I would hug the knees for about 5 breaths, and then I would release the legs and take a moment to rest. That's assuming anybody's watching our videos, right? Nobody watches them. Only people that are in the program probably will watch so they can get their class, and everybody knows that I'm trying to dissolve my ego. All right, let's find table pose. When you're ready, see if you can find table pose. Table pose, you're on your hands and knees. Your hands are under the shoulders. They're shoulder width, knees are under hip width. Today we'll rotate the fingers to the outside. Try to point the fingers away from each other. Curl the toes underneath you. As you walk the knees together, flail the heels away from each other, getting the weight to the little toes. And let's do some cat-cows. Exhale, round the back, chin the chest. Inhale, arch the back. Push the belly to the mat, look straight ahead or up. Exhale, round the back, chin the chest. Inhale, arch the back, push the belly to the mat, look straight ahead or up. Try to flail the heels away from each other as you bring some weight to those little pinky toes. Good. Make a note of where your hands are. The fingers are pointing out. Let's do one more cat and one more cow. And then point the fingers in. Keep the toes where they are and continue with cat-cow. Exhale, round the back, chin the chest. Inhale, arch the back. Push the belly to the mat. Look straight ahead or up. Nice deep breathing. Let's do 2 more cats and 2 more cows. When you finish your 2 cats and 2 cows, drop down to your forearms, roll the wrists, open and close the hands. Uncurl your toes so the toes can take a break and take a moment. So we're going to flow through this sequence before we make our way up to standing. And I hope I can remember it, because my practice guide is over there. I think I'll get through it. When you're ready, come up How are we going to get there? Oh yeah, I remember now. Let's bring the forearms down to the mat in a form of Sphinx pose. Notice my elbows are still under the shoulders, forearms in line with each other. Curl the toes under and push up to dolphin. Breathing here as you lift the heels up one at a time. Strengthening you a little bit here in dolphin. You should be breathing deep. If you have to set down, then just barely set down. I'm hoping for 3, 2. Gently set the knees down, uncurl the toes. Take a moment if you want to take a break any way you want. We're going to get up to downward dog, and we'll step the right foot forward in a minute. So we have to strengthen a little bit. Was that too easy? Now, this time, in a moment, when you get up to dolphin, and I ask you to push, you could push the downward dog this way, or you can go one hand at a time and come up. But don't push the downward dog just yet. When you're ready, push up the dolphin first. Hang out in dolphin for a few moments. We're up on the forearms, Ralph. Leave your forearms down on the mat and push up. That's dolphin. We haven't pushed up the downward dog yet. I need a few more breaths. I need a few more breaths. When you're ready, push up the downward dog. And by the way, we got that on film. If you want to see how well you did, you got that on film. When you're ready, step your right foot up to the hands. If you can't get it there, reach back with the right hand and pull it up. Right foot to the hands. Now you're in lunge. You're all in lunge. That's fine, Brenda. You're fine. When you're ready, set that back left knee gently down on the mat. Uncurl the toe and come up to kneeling. Interlace the fingers, pointer fingers. Lay the head back. And stretch. As you inhale, lift the hands to the heavens. Each time you inhale, lifting up a little higher. Give me one more inhale, one more stretch. Now separate the hands. Give me a back bend as you lay the hands back. Head goes back. Slowly exhaling your way back a little bit at a time. And release to center. As you come back to center, grab opposite elbows. Don't do that. As you grab opposite elbows, pull the elbows back, maybe behind the ears. Take a few breaths here to get a good line. Now find a lateral bend to either side. Side bend, dropping the elbows. Keep the elbows pushed by the ears. That's about right. You can come back to center. Exhale your way to the other side. We're going sideways, Judy. Straight to the side. Keep the nice line in the arms. You can begin releasing the arms. Take your left hand down to the mat on the inside of the right foot. Right arm straight up to the heavens as we twist the back a little bit. Oh, looking up with the chin. Breathing here for 2. Bring that right arm behind your back. Open up the shoulder for 3 more breaths. Looking up. When you're ready, bring that hand back down. Both hands now are on the mat. Bend the elbows as you stretch out the hip, as you round the back as well. In many ways, it's the same thing as hugging in the knees. From the twisting, the lateral bend, the stretching, and the back bend that we just did in a nice flowing motion. Let both hands come on the inside of the right foot. Drop the elbows down as you stretch out your hip and your groin. Too easy? When you're ready, Let's step the foot back to child's pose. All right. So I'm hoping we could get to another dolphin briefly until Sarah Kessler says no more. And then we'll step the left foot up and finish that other side. You can visualize dolphin. I need a few more breaths. You can think about it, right? Dolphin. When you're ready, come back up. Come to table pose, right? But the elbows are right. Elbows are on the mat. Elbows are right under the shoulders. When you're ready, curl the toes under. Push up to dolphin. Breath comes in. Ralph, that's downward dog. That's not dolphin. Look to your left. You got to use some brains. Drop down your forearms. Push up. When you're ready, see if you can push yourself up to downward dog. Now push up to downward dog. Next class, I'm going to tell them without touching your knees, push up to downward dog. What's next, Helen? Helen says step the left foot up to the hands. When you get there, bring one hand on either side of the left foot now. You have a nice lunge. And with perfect control, set that right knee gently back down on the mat. Uncurl the toe and come up to kneeling. As you come up, interlace the fingers. Lay the head back. Stretching again. Each time you inhale, lift out. This is a movement of the spine. You should be able to feel the vertebrae separating. The head lays back. And you're fighting for a stretch. You only have about 4 inhales to do it. Now separate the hands and give me a back bend as you continue back, exhaling back little at a time. Exhaling back, 3. And releasing to center. But the arms now grab opposite elbows as you pull the elbows back. You're straight up and down. Some of you are in back bends. We're back to straight up and down. When you're ready, exhale to a nice lateral bend of your choice. And I like 4 breaths here. There's a lot going on. I don't think you need more than 4 exhales. After you count 4, you can inhale to center. Go the other way. Lateral bend. Can you get those behind the ears? When you're ready, you can release the arms and bring your right hand down to the mat on the inside of the left foot. Left arm up to the heavens. Follow with the eyes and chin as you find a nice line. Looking up. Chin is looking up. Right? The fingers are part of a nice line. Take that left hand behind your back and twist that shoulder open a little bit for 3, 2, 1. Bring both hands down to the mat on the inside of the left foot. Bend both elbows as you stretch out the groin and hips. Let the head go as you take a little break. You can uncurl that back toe, Mike, if you want. And just take a break here. Let the head go. And you can bring awareness to the hip and the groin as you just, right? When you're ready, step back to child's pose. That was well done. Got into dolphins. I think you did one more dolphin than the previous class. I may have forgotten, though. I may have forgotten to have them do it twice. When you're ready, you can visualize getting up to standing in a moment. Let's find downward dog. No more dolphin. Push up to downward dog. Hang out there for some deep breaths, and we'll make our way to forward fold Enjoy a little downward dog though first. As you breathe deep, the breath comes in. You lift the heels up one at a time, stretching out the back of the legs. Give me about 5 more breaths. Everybody's looking good. 3. Too easy, Helen? Too easy, Teresa? When you're ready, let's just walk the hands to your feet or your feet to your hands, or a combination of both of those, and leave your fingertips near the toes, forward fold, right? We've already lunged on both sides. Let's just find forward fold for a minute. Let that head go as you try to stretch out the legs, right? You're going to leave your fingertips on the mat, your head releases, and you're going to try to stretch the legs. Give me 3 more deep breaths. And when you're ready, come on up to standing. Harriet's doing a little extra work. We're doing a little extra work with the fingers under the toes. Didn't even ask you to do that. How are you feeling? Feeling better? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
Too good. Okay, moving balance today. Moving balance. Nobody watches it. Okay, you're going to try to touch the floor with either hand or both. It doesn't really matter. You can come down sloppy, but when you come up clean so you can set the foot down. Okay, foot. You can set with intention. Okay, right? So if you can't touch the floor, just touch somewhere on the leg. But when you come up to touch the foot down, right? Okay. I don't want to see this. Anybody can do that. We're balancing. We're setting the foot down. Okay, foot down. When you're ready, have fun. Setting the foot down with intention. Did you catch that? Well, just bring both hands down on the mat if you want, with one foot up. I'd bend the leg. Now, come back up to standing and set the foot down when you're ready. Right? You know what I mean? Don't let the foot set down before you're ready. So you can do that any way you want. Just make sure the word is intention. I intended to set the foot down. This is a moving balance today. We're doing a moving balance instead of just standing in one pose. And you now have in 1 minute, make sure you do both legs. What's going on? Is that a celebration? "30 seconds. That was a 20 seconds. You're going to set it down?
With intention.
You can begin. There's 10 seconds. You can begin unless you want to do one more. So this one here is a little more challenging. Let's all watch Dorothy, though. This one's a little more challenging. This time, I would exhale my way, trying to cross the elbow to the opposite leg. Once you touch, same thing. Set the foot down with intention, right? So you probably would lift the leg up here maybe. A couple exhales. Once you touch, foot sets down with intention. Have fun. Now, you may not touch the leg, but at least commit somewhere forward. And then try to set down. I'm waiting. What's going on? Don't be tripping. Right? Don't anybody fall, but I like that. It's not easy touching the elbow to the knee, is it? So how's the first chair celloist, Harriet?
Not very well.
Harriet
My
doing?
balance is really lopsided.
Well,
I can't even walk straight.
we've done a lot of balance already today. You have 40 seconds. What's this? Is it raining? It's going to rain? Judy, you're such a breath of fresh air. "30 seconds. Slow it down, Mike. That's pretty good. You can begin in the next few moments to wrap things up. Now let's have some real fun. Let's go back to your mat. Judy's here, she's up here. You're back to the mat on the front part of your mat. We're going to do a slow sun salutation with a modified version that I've invented. Interlace the fingers toward the front of your mat, Dorothy. Lay the head back. Let's stretch again. As you inhale, hands are pulling away from the head. Maybe lay the head back a little bit, turn the head side to side. Inhale, stretch again. Give me one more inhale as you find the pinnacle of your stretch. And then you could exhale the fingers down all the way to the mat. Legs are straight. Breath comes in here. Fingertips are on the mat as you breathe. Breathing here. Everybody's fine. Let the head go, Brenda. Got to get the blood flow. Donna, let the head go if you can. I guess not. When you're ready, leave the fingertips where they are. Lift the head. And hold there a moment. When you're ready, place more hands down to the mat as you step back as far as you can with one foot, then step back as far as you can with the other foot. And today we won't lower to chaturanga. Let's just find upward dog. Can you drop the groin but don't let it hit? Arms are straight, looking up to the heavens. Drop the groin. Let it go in the groin area. Head up. Too easy? Now release all the way down. Bring the hands underneath your chin. Sarah Kessler says thank you. This mic won't pick it up.
And many others.
Now, bring your hands under the shoulders and walk them forward about a half of a hand length and then push up to cobra. You might have to walk your hands farther forward, Judy, to push them up. And bring the head up, breathing here. 3, head is looking up. You going to look up today? You going to look up today? Yeah. The head lays back. Cobra. Let's release back down. Stack the hands under the chin. Spread the legs nice and wide off the mat where your feet go way off the mat. Seal pose. When you're ready, bring the hands underneath your shoulders, but walk the hands about a hand length forward and push up to seal pose. Head looks up, breath comes. Helen, move your hands forward and push up. Leave the groin down. That's the whole key. The whole key is this stays. Do what you can. Are you looking up to the heavens? When you're ready, release down. Stack your hands on your chin. This gets better. Does everybody have a strap? It gets better. And remember, this is going all the way to Hollywood. All over the world. Anybody in the world can watch this, right? If somebody Googles Yogananda, they might get this. Let's bring your legs back out on the mat, back together. My legs back together. Bend the knees. Now bring your hands under their shoulders and walk them a hand length and a half forward, and then push up. Swan. Swan. Head looks up. Groin is down. Now you may have to figure out where you're going to go, because if you'll notice there's more weight moving down. I saw that, Helen. Let's look up for 3. And release. All the way down. We're moving into half bow and full bow. Then we'll finish up our sun salutation. How's everybody feeling? Let's see how you're doing. Now, if you're... I missed that. What did he say, Sarah? If you're challenged by this, I'm going to come over and help you. When you're ready, bend either leg. Reach back with both hands and grab the foot. Lift both hands on the same foot and lift up the head, the shoulders, the leg. Breathing here in half bow. Don't crank it. You're fine. And release. Release. Bring your hands. Bring your hands under your chin. Bend me your other leg. Give me your other foot. Give me your other foot. When you're ready, bend the other knee. Grab the foot with both hands. And lift everything up. Unless you're Sarah Kessler and you have a cramp. Pull it up, Ralph. I didn't know you didn't have it.
I got the other leg. I can't do this right.
You got it. Grab a hold, Helen. When you're ready, set it down. Take your hands under the chin. Does anybody know what's coming next? Jeanette? Jeanette says both legs. Or she said full bow. Jeanette said full bow. When you're ready, reach back, one hand on the left hand on the left foot, right hand on the right foot. Let's go, Harriet. Kick it up to full bow. Helen, stay there. Head comes up. Chest comes up. You can begin releasing, unless your name is Helen. Bring your hands under the chin. Now, we have to finish up our slow-moving salutation, right? So we have to get back up. So you can visualize upward dog. So we're all laying down right now. You'll bring the hands under the shoulders. Curl the toes. I saw that.
Did you know?
You're going to try to come up here. Straight arms. Upward dog. The groin drops. Groin isn't touching, though. Groin is off the mat. Judy. Yes, lift it. The legs are off the mat, too. And then downward dog. Adjust your feet as you find downward dog. Your feet are too far from the hands, Lynn. When you're ready, you step either foot up to the hands, and then the other foot comes up rather quickly, and the fingertips are near the toes as the head looks up. Head looks up, fingertips near the toes as the head looks up. What's going on over here? You're doing fine. And now bring the head down, pushing it toward the knees, as you stretch out the back of the legs. And when you're ready, you come all the way up to standing. But as you come up, right, we have to interlace the fingers, pointer fingers, lay the head back. Inhale to your last stretch of the day. I'm looking for 4 deep inhales. I'm hoping that you're stretching away from the waist. Teresa looks like she's serious today. When you're ready, you can bring your head to center. Change the hands to prayer hands as you exhale and back down to the heart. Nice job. Release. Good job, Ralph. You're gonna give yourself a haircut before you go up to the retreat? I don't know. I'm kidding, Ralph. I was thinking of mine. I think I'll shave my head when I get back. It'll be a new start for me. We're going to do 3 standing poses to finish our practice. We're going to be done in 3 minutes. Did you just look at the clock?
That way I saw a head turn.
I'm sure that wasn't what she was doing, no. She was looking toward the light.
We'll hang a mirror up there next week so you can look at the clock while you're facing it.
Bring your feet to mountain pose. Now, fierce, so mountain pose, your feet are hip width. Fierce pose is here. But we don't lift out. We find a nice line. Okay? Now, you can look straight ahead to start with the line, but when you sit in a minute, let the head go where it wants. Don't let the arms collapse. Sit. And now you're in fierce pose. The arms aren't collapsing. The head can just go where it wants. And mine will usually look down a couple of feet. So this is fierce pose. We're going to do fierce in chair. And this is 1 of 3. Now, bring the arms out like wings and sit down a little deeper in modified chair pose. And now the head will look down even more. Let it go. Just sit exactly where you are and breathe. And then stand back up, release the arms. 1 of 3. Interlace again. Find a nice line here. Right? Head straight ahead, nice line, and sit. Fierce pose. Stay there. Don't let the arms collapse. You'll notice in fierce, you'll just sit and the body just kind of takes it there. And you don't have to go for the big sit here. You're getting plenty of benefits here, strengthening the major joints, the ankles, the knees, the hips, and the shoulders. Now bring the hands straight out in front and sit deep in chair pose. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, and stand up. Take a moment. 2 of 3. How many are left then?
1.
Last one, and we'll wrap up our practice. Fierce pose. Nice line. Sit. Right? Boom. The body will tell you where phase 1 is kind of. I've had practitioners who try to go, you don't need to wear yourself out. You're getting plenty of benefit. You should probably start feeling that lower back already, right? Now, flip the palms and sit down deeper, chair pose. Breathing here. Don't let the arms collapse. 2. Harriet? Yeah. Just because I turned my back. Yep. 3.
And I pay for this. It's incredible.
When you're ready, release. Like the desert's prickly pear, be still and plant your derriere. That's from Rebecca, who wants to be anonymous, from Tankerverde Lutheran Church. She'll be at the retreat. Okay, so hug in your knees a moment or two. Great job today. We had a little challenge sprinkled in, right? But not much. Just a little bit. This morning we did salutation B. as well as A. We did one salutation. This morning we did a B, and we went down and did the same thing. Yes?
It seems like it's getting harder when you start using it. Is that what it's
No, this class does have a little bit of more challenge to it. Dolphin was in the class, so I wouldn't sweat it. Sometimes it depends, but you don't have to work hard in a yoga. Let's begin to release the legs, shut the eyes, and let's find the most important pose in 5,000 years of yoga. As you resurrect to the brand new you, take whatever time you need, stretch out any way that works for you. Eventually, mindfully, make your way to a comfortable seated position. Too easy?
No,
Ralph?
not for me.
What are you going to be singing at the retreat, Ralph?
Irene, good night.
Irene, good night. Sing a little bit of that for me.
Now?
Yeah. Just one.
Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. You'll see me in your dreams.
Thank you, Ralph. And that's why we have the tape. The Hollywood is going to come calling. Let's bring our hands together to the heart center. As always, thank you all for such a terrific, marvelous effort sharing your practice today with me and with each other. Today's closing is from Yogananda. Bliss is the star which all souls look to for guidance. I hope the rest of your evening is peaceful. Namaste. Of course, Bud and Donna will be there too. I hear they're working on a duet.